Hi, welcome to Misc Matched. Today we're at the Pokemon Daycare Center and we're going to wait 256 steps to find out if our Temtem game is going to breed with the other game that we're combining it with, and that came out way grosser.
Oh, that was rough. All right.
What you wanna step up in here and start doing the intros? Is this it? You're
No.
like, this is difficult to get through, so obviously, I'll tell you what, you can give me some pointers. You can give me some pointers.
No. I'm going to critique your work, but not be in any way constructive.
Well, that definitely sounds cute. So on the show, today doing art is, Seanic the Sketchog.
You nailed it.
I've been saying other dumb names for so long that I've not even tried to do the name properly ever. Eve.
That's me.
Esty is here but not drawing.
No, I am studying and I am sick.
Yes, it's important you become learned rather than hang out with us losers. That is, I mean, you're not going to learn anything from me or from our other. I don't want to say host because you don't want to be identified as a host. Am I right?
Yeah, I feel like that's a stretch. I got like I got the PR and the treasury, all this other shit under my belt. I don't have time to do hosting.
Janitor. Okay. I'll
Yeah, there we go.
I'll
Yeah,
channel janitor, and even janitor may not be too much responsibility.
Yeah, I'm a janitor, as in I clean up messes. You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
This
Me
is where I
neither.
picture the shark Temtem with that stupid It's funny, right?
And I am your ever gracious host, Nifty Hat. And today we're mashing up Temtem with either Crypt of the Necrodancer,
Okay.
Team Fortress 2, or
Okay.
Spyro.
Wow. The time Esty's not drawing, eh?
Look, two of those three games were picked entirely at random. I washed my hands of it, aside from the fact that I made the random numbers.
What do you think, Seanic?
I think TF2 is the funniest one.
I'm thinking TF2
yeah.
because you can have these guys dressed in armor.
Sure.
I am also partial at TF2,
See,
but
ironically, the wild card is now the one that's already known to us because I still don't understand fully what the fuck Temtem is and
It's
what
like-
separates it from Pokemon.
it's like Pokemon.
It's like Pokemon, but unlicensed.
Yeah, it's like all the people who are mad at Sword and Shield, they're playing Temtem.
So this is just like the phone.
They're
game.
like, we didn't get all 800 Pokemon, so
Yeah.
we're gonna play with 161 Temtems.
Yeah.
I tried.
Also,
that-
it's an MMO, right?
that
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
accurate. When I looked at the numbers, it goes from like 141 straight to 161. So it's not.
I
even-
know.
It's not even.
So, hang on, Eve, did you speak?
TF2 is fine.
Okay, everyone's on TF2. I only want to do TF2 because I can write Tem Fortress 2 as the title.
Tem Fortress 2, I like that.
Cut print.
Yeah, god damn it. It writes itself.
Okay, now I have to
just-
figure out
just-
which Temtem I'm gonna
Just,
draw.
just ship it. Oh, yeah, I need to actually open the thing yet, so that might help.
Tem.
I'm probably not gonna draw a Tem. I'm just gonna draw a Team Fortress character. What I would see them as a cute.
Unlicensed.
You gonna Pokemonize them?
I'm gonna pocket man them.
Let me. Okay,
Oh god, you're double sounding.
there. Should be. We should be good now. Should be solid. Are we good? I'm not.
Whoa!
Yes.
Holy shit.
I'm not-
You're a bit louder, but it's fine.
Wow.
You can change that. I can adjust it on my end, so it's fine.
I just adjusted it down.
Wow, it feels like you're right beside me, Nifty.
I am right
like you're
beside
inside
you.
me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like when I go in and out of OBS, it's like...
Okay, that sounds good, yeah.
I'm actively adjusting it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I have a... I guess I cheated, only not really, because I pick all the games. I was working on pitches for these, and my pitch for combining Team Fortress 2 and Temtem...
Also, there is a you are currently showing a video of Black Fuzz on the Hangouts. Just so you're aware.
I can. I'll just do a. No, I don't want to do a screen share right now.
It's yeah, we're getting ambiguous now.
We're getting abstract.
Yeah, I would rate it a 10 out of 10.
Shut up.
I got that from a Steam review.
Yeah, so I pitched for this. You know how in Team Fortress you have the gear drops now of like different items and things, and
Yeah.
and imagine instead of like collecting pieces of equipment, you're collecting like living creatures that give you your like slightly varied abilities.
But
I'm clearly gonna draw a Temtem with like 50 different hats.
Yeah, can you wear it on your head?
Yeah, of course you can fucking wear it on
Okay,
your head.
good.
They're creatures you can wear on your body, and you can also do harm to other people with them.
Okay, so when you have your Tem, right? Like, what's your Pokeball equivalent? How does this work? Are there
I
Tem
think
balls?
they're like little digital
Oh
cards.
yeah, no, they're cards in Tem. I guess we're gonna talk about how Temtem works, which
I guess so.
I don't know. It's like Pokemon, but if Pokemon was online and had double battles all the time.
Wait,
Yeah, it's all double battles.
Everything
I
is
thought
double battles.
I thought Pokemon has double battles anyways.
Yeah, but Temtem is.
It does occasionally, and they kind of cut that out for the newest one. I think there's only twice you do it. I have to go get my food. Give me 2 seconds, okay?
Temtem is basically never not double battles.
Okay, interesting.
And then you can like form a party with somebody else, and then they can control one of the other Tems in the battle. I guess making yourself 50% less effective because you're relying on another human being to listen to what you're saying.
What if that other human being's like a Korean supercomputer though?
Why do you have a Korean supercomputer playing?
I mean, like a StarCraft player, Koreans are good at video games.
Yeah, but they're not interested in video games where like clicking really fast doesn't help.
Good point. Yeah, if you can't mouse at like 500 mouse PMs DPI,
you don't need a 17,000 DPI mouse to play. Is 17,000 high? I don't know anything about. I don't think anything about mouse.
Was it action?
Turns out I was just checking on my food. It's not ready yet.
I can't remember.
Okay. Temtems indeed.
Time to Tem.
But yeah, you collect the monsters, you battle them. There's a thing called the Airborne Archipelago where the game takes place.
Pretty sure it's pronounced Archipelago.
Archipelago.
I don't know if that's
Jalapeno.
Catsup.
But there is actually a catsup, isn't there?
Yeah, you can technically call ketchup catsup if you do indeed want.
No, I mean like there's actually a thing called catsup.
Yeah, there is.
I think they're the same thing.
There is. You put a feline.
No, I'm pretty sure
catsup. Feline in a tree, and then you.
Shut up!
Oh boy.
The shark. I'm gonna keep just posting the shark picture all the time everywhere because he's just like, guys,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you're right, and like, catsup. Here we
Catsup
go.
is a legitimate thing. It's not just ketchup.
Okay, the thing, if you Google catsup, you immediately get results for ketchup.
Yeah, but is it Mr.
Ketchup,
Burns?
also known as catsup. Same thing.
So, no, the article does actually say it's two different spellings of the same thing.
They're the same.
Yeah, but they're two different spellings.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like aluminum and aluminium.
Yes, but they're the same entity. The fundamental nature of ketchup and catsup are one and the same.
I mean, one of them's gonna make your
I thought I killed the stream.
one of them's gonna make your typographer more upset than the other.
All right, hi guys, welcome back to the catch-up stream.
Yeah,
no, it's catsup.
The catsup.
Or alternatively, the catsup stream, which according to Wikipedia is also a valid pronunciation, but that is fucking insane.
We got off track. We were talking about Temtem.
I think we got a bit more on track.
I mean,
I don't think you even know what a track is.
You say archipelago, but it's definitely spelled arch.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, I gotta look into this now. I'll be back in 20 minutes, okay? I gotta percolate.
It's gonna take you 20 minutes of research.
Yeah, I need to cross-reference like 5 different dictionaries.
Oh my god, this is... Wow. Yeah, so you still have a rival, you still have an evil clan that you're battling, there's 8 dojo leaders, and you have to become the ultimate
dojo.
Yeah, to become the ultimate Temtem tamer.
Oh, that's clever. Okay, dojos are objectively better than gyms.
Yes.
Let's be honest. Dojo's huge step in the right direction.
And then we get to the thing that, like, I think made me maddest about this game. I think it made me maddest about this game. In my whole, like, shitting on Temtem streak for it being, like, just kind of uninteresting, is that they have a strengths and weaknesses chart that's, like, almost identical to the Pokemon strengths and weaknesses chart.
Yeah.
No, Duncan. It's completely different. There's Earth and Toxic and physical. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they added 2 types and removed a bunch of types, but, like, man, fucking, if I had a chance to redesign the type weakness system from Pokemon and make it into something meaningful, I wouldn't just be like, fucking grid matrix, ship it. Ship the grid matrix. Everyone wants to think about Stab. Stab's so much fun.
What would you do instead?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't just, like, slap a matrix on it. I really like for elements inflicting statuses which can stack in a more and more frustrating way.
Okay.
And then the statuses are actually opposed to each other, so if you have, like, a fire element, it inflicts a stacking burn, but if you use a water attack, it'll get rid of the stacks of burn.
Or, like, if you use a wind on a burnt enemy, it does a technical.
Is that, like, a reference to something?
That's what happens in Persona 5.
Okay. Oh yeah, the Persona thing of, like, if you attack something with its weakness, you just get to hit it again.
Yeah, the push turn system. Yeah, you get an additional move if you knock an enemy down.
Yeah, it's not very good for PvP because it's so, like, wildly punishing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I especially liked it in Nocturne where you get enemies really early on that could cast Death, so they'd, like, cast Death and something would be weak to it, and then they get another turn to cast Death again. Yeah.
I mean, Nocturne is notorious for, just having a obscenely steep difficulty curve. Like, to this day, people are still bitching about the Matador fight.
Ugh, I gave up on that game when I got to the bit of the overworld with enemies that cast Death, and I'm like, well, I want to put on cool abilities, and the person who was like, oh, you should play this game is like, no, but you have to equip anti-death, you don't have any other choice, because if you die, you just lose the game. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like fun.
Don't worry too much, though. Atlas doesn't make those games anymore.
Yeah, they do.
Tell me when Shin Megami Tensei 5 comes out, alright?
Didn't an SMT game come out on the 3DS?
Yeah, it was Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Do you mean Strange Journey?
Yes.
Strange Journey also was remastered on it.
Yeah, that's a re-release. The people online...
Okay, now I legit have to go get my food, because it's probably actually ready now.
Okay, have a good time. Anyways, SMT5, Shin Megami Tensei 5, has been in development for I don't know how many fucking years. They haven't talked about it in at least 3 years now. People are, getting the feeling that Atlas may have just totally given up on all of that in favor of churning out a whole bunch of Persona, basically.
Okay, that's not true, because they also churn out a bunch of Catherine.
Well, one additional Catherine, yes, but Catherine's... it's not in the same universe as Persona, but it might as well be.
It actually is. So the Catherine characters appear in Shadow of the Labyrinth and Shadow of the Labyrinth Q.
What? Are you sure about that?
Yep, Vincent's in it.
Are you sure? Because I know he's in Persona 3 Portable, but I also know that he's not the same Vincent.
So It's like Shadow of the Labyrinth is set in kind of an alternate dimension
Timer,
as
10
well,
minutes.
but
Yeah.
like it's now canon that Vincent is dimension adjacent to Persona.
Okay, yeah,
It's only so long before we see him in a Persona fighting game. Is what
See,
I'm saying.
that's true. The problem with Catherine is that it's what is it? I believe you'd say that it's set 20 minutes in the future because it's actually set on a space colony. Is what's going on in Catherine, which is not very contiguous with Persona. Yeah,
Okay.
one of the endings, literally involves.
This is
going on
spoilers. This is spoilers to a game we're not talking about right now.
space aliens.
The ending to Catherine where you're like, fuck this, I'm going into space is one.
Hey!
I already.
Yep.
I've talked about this ending before.
Also,
Yeah,
it's not.
I don't want to talk more about it. I've never seen it.
It's not that much of a spoiler. Not really.
She's going home.
What?
Simpsons reference.
The Simpsons.
Oh, Simpsons? Oh, I've heard of the Simpsons.
Oh yeah, I guess Temtem has breeding too.
Surprise, surprise.
You should be careful with all this shitting on Temtem. We're gonna go down to like -8 viewers.
No, hopefully I'll get people who are very angry, who are coming in here to tell me how wrong I am. And...
That's true. What? You might get doxxed if you keep this up.
Yeah, that's fine. It's the worst
Yeah,
that
true.
can happen. I had a thing that I should have put over the stream to be like, these are the games that we're combining.
Oh god. Ugh.
Okay. Some hats now.
You're just gonna draw a Temtem in like lots of hats?
No, I'm drawing him kind of as the scout, but he is also going to be in lots of hats.
Because I still endorse this.
My first image, basically, if I were capable of drawing anything, was like Miss Pauling is like a Pokemon trainer, but like she summons like the team. Yeah.
I personally think it would be rad if you just drew a stick man every time.
I think that's a little beyond my power, I'm afraid.
Posed slightly differently, and like maybe with some accessories.
Accessories are well beyond my grasp.
No, I think you can manage some accessories. I think.
I
think common sense is well above your grasp as well,
Exactly.
but you still manage to speak.
Yeah, do I?
Yeah, don't forget to keep inhaling and exhaling.
It's actually a little trick of mine. I only inhale. I just keep it coming in.
Don't laugh. It only encourages him.
I'm drawing a sandwich.
Sandwich.
That's a good idea.
Thanks.
I dig that.
Like having the olives.
Yeah, that's fucking sick. I imagine like a sandwich max evolution. It's just like a big muscly like sandwich guy. Fuck yeah. Oh, does anyone even go on Yahoo Answers anymore? I'm not convinced.
I mean they say they have like latest updated questions.
That's our mic, right? Yeah, nice.
Archipelago.
Yeah.
Archipelago.
Hear that? Hard K. Archipelago.
I mean, like, if there are people who can ignore the vast body of evidence that vaccines work and they don't cause autism, then I think I can ignore your very small pool of evidence that it's pronounced archipelago.
Okay, I'm gonna keep digging then. In that case.
All right.
This is about to become the archipelago stream.
Please no. Okay, I accept it. It's archipelago.
Ooh, there's another one.
Let's.
Archipelago.
Ooh, there's another hard K.
I've seen the light. It is in fact archipelago. Can we talk about literally anything else, please? Thank you.
Wait, what do you think Tony J's favorite Temtem would be?
I'm thinking probably the punch kiss. I think he'd be into the punch kiss.
Seanic sounds so sick. I can hear it in your voice.
Anyways.
What day are you on this fucking course?
Woo! It's a lot. It's a lot of days.
We just all have coronavirus.
If it's coronavirus, I think people are exaggerating a fair bit.
Oh man, there was the really.
Canada's listening. We do not actually.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the really rad picture of the woman who just like cut a helmet out of a plastic, like a giant plastic water container, and was wearing that to the airport?
No, I've not seen that.
That's the new. That's how you keep the coronavirus away. Just like
Yeah, that makes sense.
cut a head hole in a water container and put it in there.
Then I changed it so that both of them.
I don't like that.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna put the scout hat on top. He's only gonna have 3 hats.
Only 3? Well, this isn't a realistic depiction of Team.
Do you want to draw 20 hats on a Temtem? You're welcome to.
No, I've got to work on a Tem Fortress.
Sounds like a great excuse.
So, is there a Tem shop in Temtem?
Probably not.
Oh, that's disappointing. Did Toby Fox work on Temtem?
No.
That's surprising.
You should actually be asking, did Temmie work on Temtem?
Oh yeah, did Temmie work on Temtem?
I have no idea.
Is Temmie a Temtem project? Oh, is
Temmie gonna sue them for stealing Temmie's name?
Actually,
is Temtem a Temmie project? Boy, oh boy.
I'm gonna go look at her Twitter.
All right, here we go. Yahoo Answers, here we go. Can I run TF2, Team Fortress 2, on my laptop? Top answer. Yes, you can.
So they didn't give any specs or anything? They're just like, can I do this?
Did, but I skipped them because they were less interesting than the answer.
Okay.
I went to look for the artist Temmie on Twitter, and the first thing I got was like an image of Onison at the Temmie shop. What will he buy?
Okay.
Thanks, Twitter, I guess. Yeah, thanks, I guess. Your sandwich looks like a face right now. I'm kind of digging it. I'm kind of digging face.
Are you
sandwich.
gonna give it boobs?
No.
Oh god.
That would be tasteless. This is a tasty sandwich.
Some big honking uncut tomatoes in there.
Oh.
Oh man, so far pretty underwhelming. Yeah, I'm just looking at the TF2 Yahoo Answers, and so far
Really fun. Eve was reading my financing notes today while I was working. She's like reading it. She's like, yeah, I got to like the taxes, like they're done. Oh god, it hurts so much to swallow.
Oh shit, can you still play TF2 on controller? That's weird.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can still play on like PS3. And
Yeah, I mean, I
yeah,
know
can you still play the weird like Xbox 360 version that they never update?
Yeah,
You betcha.
yeah. Way back in the day, I put quite a few hours into the shitty Xbox 360 version of TF2.
I have so many.
I
hours.
tried it once. I was like, wait, I can't like. Wait, what? And then
Yeah.
I was done like instantly.
It is 100% default TF2. No air blast, no force of nature, none of that shit.
boilerplate and shit.
Yeah, no hats. Taunts don't do damage. Nothing. And it's like, what, 3 maps? Maybe? 3 or 4? Something like that.
Hey, do you want to do that bit where I say something that's not actually that controversial, and then you act like I've just delivered a very spicy opinion? Do you want to do that bit? Right
Well, generally you proceed that by saying that you're about to drop a hot take.
yeah, but I'm trying to do it in a way that really undermines your part of the gag, because I've like telegraphed it so heavily that you're like, well, it's not fun to do this anymore. Right?
Whoa, you're implying that it was fun in the first place. I do it because I have to.
You have to.
Yeah,
you
I'm obligated.
feel compelled to.
God, did none of you read the contract? Am I the only one here?
There is
Oh my God.
there is no contract you're imagining.
Please let me know if you literally wrote out a secret contract that you yourself signed and nobody else knows about or cares about, and you're just like, yeah, the contract.
Yeah, it was in the contract. You know.
But yeah, the whole bit where I say something that's not that hot, and you're like, "Wow, that's such a hot take, Duncan." They added so much stuff to Team Fortress 2 that it stopped being fun.
Oh my God!
How hot was that?
Room is that motherfucking take? That take is like melting the skin off my goddamn fingertips. No one believes that. Are you crazy? Holy
You crazy?
Jesus.
I like how
That's a hot fucking take right there.
how I like tried to get ahead of it, like diffuse it a little bit, and you just double down.
No, of course, yeah.
Just
damn.
like put
You
more
couldn't get anywhere. You couldn't even get close to that.
put more power
Mainly
behind
because your
it.
take was so goddamn hot. Fuck. Whew.
You're like,
I think we need to take a little like 10-minute break to cool off from that motherfucking hot take right there.
You're literally the
Jeez.
worst.
Woo! Come on, don't you think TF2 is better now that there's like fucking 800,000 superfluous cosmetics and items that don't really change out the balance or aren't tweaked very well to fit into the competitive meta? Do you think that's improved TF2 overall? Nifty? Duncan? Great leader?
I mean, I already laid it out. Right?
Yeah,
I already like laid out where I'm at.
I don't think anyone on the planet would disagree with you. I think even Gaben would be like, yeah, that's fair.
Got out of hand a little bit.
Yeah, we've overdone it.
I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna fix it, but we've overdone it. Yeah.
Not gonna fix it, but yeah, I know you're right.
No, that is super Valve. That is so Valve.
I think my game
unhappy
impression is pretty much impeccable.
Is that they're like, yeah, we agree, it's bad, but we're not doing anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, supposedly that's also how they run Counter-Strike. You know, it's one of their things, you know? Oh, fuck. And the balancing an artifact, it is a nightmare. You have no idea.
Whoa,
Yeah, exactly.
whoa, what? People still
one's
play
fucking
Artifact?
playing
Yeah.
Artifact's still a live game?
I think it's like 100 people playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the balancing is fucked. I
Perhaps,
assume.
perhaps it's time I became a competitive Artifact player. Now I know that there's not much competition.
Oh yeah, it's a little known fact. I'm actually the Evo Artifact champion.
A little known fact. Fact. Did I end the stream?
Yes, you did.
Yes.
You actually
Yeah, okay.
you killed the stream with your inability to say things that are true.
That's true. The internet is really the last bastion of truth and human decency. I can't really mess with that.
I mean, look, you can be sarcastic about
He
the
baited you into
nature-
that.
You can no, listen. You
Good
can
bait.
be
Good bait.
you can be sarcastic about the nature of the internet until you're blue in the face. My point is, you're still contributing when you don't have to.
Yes, this is true. You got me there. 12 lashes.
You're like, I should just be a piece of shit because that's what all the other cool kids are doing.
I'm sure our hordes of viewers are being negatively impacted by my example right now.
I'm being negatively impacted by your example right now.
You made your
That's-
decision.
that's-
You invited me.
That's what I'm getting at here. This is mostly self-motivated.
You'll be okay. I think you'll manage.
I mean, I don't know because I don't have a counselor right now, but maybe when I have a counselor, like a therapist, and
I'm sure once you go to therapy, I'm gonna come up a lot.
we'll dig down into my problems, and we'll discover that all my problems are actually you. They were just you. Like even before we met, you were still the cause of like all my problems.
I have that effect on
Hey,
people.
I gotta go check on food. Hopefully it's actually ready this
Oh
time.
my gosh, how many times are you gonna
Have
do
a good
this?
time.
So I decided to make a lasagna in the toaster oven. Like, it's a little baby one-piece lasagna, but it's supposed to be in the actual oven. So I'm like, oh, it's probably the same time. It's not. It's a lot longer.
Oh. Oh.
Well, my prior plan for cutting up this logo is not going to work. Time for plan B.
Do you have to tape it back together?
Kind of. I'm trying to do something where I don't have to, like, whip out the clone brush and the smudge tool and just kind of, just kind of, like, smoosh it until it looks not... The problems don't look very visible anymore. That's my real secret of, like, trying to fix stuff in Photoshop is I'm like, oh, clone brush, I'll clone something, like, not broken over this broken part, and then if there's really visible pixel seams, I just, like, smudge it a little bit so that you can't see the seam anymore.
If I ever need to Photoshop something, I'm gonna remember that Pro Strat. That sounds pretty good.
It's okay. It's alright.
Hmm.
I'm, like, really happy about the paintbrush brushes I made in Photoshop for the Legend of Zelda thing.
Hmm.
Okay, now it's sitting in a very questionable place cooling. We'll see if I burn myself and spill it all over the place while we stream.
So we talked about Temtem.
What?
Pokemon.
I don't think any of us have ever played Team Fortress 2, so I don't think any of us can say anything.
Yeah.
I already said on stream I played quite a bit of Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, but we all know you're a liar.
No, it's true. I played a lot of so I like the orange box back in the day. I played quite a bit of Xbox 360 Team Fortress 2. It's a weird thing to admit, but it's true.
I think that if I go on Steam Calculator, that Team Fortress 2 is still my most played game.
Oh, wow. I was a spy main back in the day.
Me too.
Yeah, spy's so fucking fun.
I mained either engineer when I didn't want to run forward, or scout when I was like, I'm just gonna run.
Oh yeah, scout's good. Yeah, definitely.
I love the thing that you could do on 2 Fort. You, like, go loads of engineers and then build your base inside their base.
Or in vanilla TF2, there was, like, basically no protections against spawn camping whatsoever. So if your team was getting rolled, there'd always be, like, at least one demo man and engineer just, like, sitting right outside your spawn with a turret and, like, 6 proximity mines just waiting to jib people. Good times.
So, yeah, I have 171 hours on record on Team Fortress.
How many was that?
171.
Oh, that's not bad, yeah.
Yeah, just gonna say it's the most. It's like, I don't have thousands of hours to play Dota 4, so I don't have any games that are like thousands of hours. I probably, if I add up the time on console and on PC, I probably have more time playing Skyrim. Probably.
Oh, interesting. Gold Scram.
I don't know why. Like, it's a good game, but it's not like a particularly good game.
Yeah, it's serviceable. It's got mods.
Yeah, I would mod it a bit, and then I get tired of it modded and put it back to vanilla. Like, I couldn't find a set of mods that were really...
Ryan will literally spend more time modding than playing, because he'll mod it, play it, and then he'll be done. Like, he'll spend, like, 4 days modding it, so it's, like, the most beautiful game currently available, and then he'll play it for, like, maybe an hour or 2, and then he'll uninstall it.
When my old computer caught fire and I spent 2 whole days fixing my mod load order and getting all my mods back, and as soon as I was done, I started it, closed it, and I didn't touch it for a month. I'm gonna make some tea. Would you like some?
I'd love some.
Alright, I'm putting the thing...
Green tea.
Great.
I'm putting the thing onto my logo thing so I can record me smudging this so that that Andrew can refer to it later on my, like, pro bad Photoshop strats.
Yeah, there's some sick strats. This is a good Photoshop speed run right here.
Has somebody made that? Has somebody made that on YouTube? The Photoshop speed.
It's quite problem.
Photoshop any percent.
Photoshop any percent.
Yeah, Photoshop glitchless. Yeah, that one was sick.
I love the guy who does the American Dad speed runs.
Oh yeah. The intro runs. Yeah, those
What?
are fun. Huh?
The what?
Intro movie speed runs.
Yeah.
Basically, you just have footage of a shot.
No, there's no speed run for Photoshop.
That's depressing.
I could be the first in the like super niche Photoshop category of Photoshop CS2 any percent.
Yeah, you should get on that right now. That's what you should be using the stream for.
Maybe
and then
he
then
will
you can
now.
go, like AGDQ. Oh man.
I think actually if you had a speed run that was like Excel any percent and you just very quickly built a playable game inside Excel and then played it, the ADGQ would accept that as a speed run for their novelty block.
It's definitely possible, yeah.
I absolutely do not have the patience to do speedrunning stuff. It requires too many hours of consistent effort doing the same thing.
Yeah, oh man, speedrunners are they're a different breed for sure.
Oof. So we were going to talk about Team Fortress 2, and then there was a lot of sarcasm about how nobody played Team Fortress 2.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a class-based shooter, I guess.
For a long
that
time
how
it
you
was like
describe it?
the class-based shooter.
But like, a lot of it is not shooting. Like
I don't know. I mean,
I only ever played stealing the intelligence.
Yeah.
There was no other mode to me.
I don't know. I mean, most of the every class has a gun.
Yeah, but as spy, you didn't really like use.
Yeah,
the
it's like
gun that
spy
much.
or engineer. You are not generally doing much of shooting.
Scout. I guess actually no. Scout has a shotgun. Before the stupid fucking Scout baseball bat meta.
I
Oh,
love
I never heard
Scout's
about-
baseball bat. With his fucking, you shoot the ball and you can pick it up. That's so great.
Oh, right.
Don't call that stupid.
Yeah, and then so hang on. There's the heavy, which was super McShooty, very much McShooty.
Yeah.
Medic, which isn't.
I love Medic. Oh, a Medic was another one I played when I just wanted to run around with someone
I don't really
else.
like class Medic as shooter because once you've got your beam on somebody, you're like, just don't walk too far away from me, yo.
Yeah. I don't know, like what? So soldier, demo, scout, sniper, pyro. Pyro. I guess you could maybe class as a non-shooty, sort of, if only because he's got a big cone hit scan by default. But it's at least a good 50% shooty.
But yeah, I guess it's kind of like a precursor to the MOBA.
Oh, if anything, I'd say it's a precursor to like Overwatch.
Yeah, I guess now, but like Overwatch is more MOBA-y, right? Of like having a ridiculous cast of characters that eventually only hardcore fans care about, and then they're like, hey, we released this new character, and it's the dozen people who are still playing Overwatch just super excited by it.
Okay, I don't know. I thought MOBAs were usually characterized by having like non-player controlled minion dudes running around.
MOBAs are also like top-down typically, like
I mean,
or like ISO top-down-ish.
Well,
Okay.
there's the one where you play as the god Smite. Smite is like.
Oh
that
yeah,
guy,
I guess
right?
Smite's a MOBA, but like
and
I
then
guess.
there's the other one that came out.
Battleborn.
Yeah.
Battleborn.
But yeah, I guess it's a class shooter, but it felt.
Lawbreakers. Yeah, Lawbreakers.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Team Fortress 2 was, I guess, technically a class shooter. It felt the furthest from a shooter of any class-based shooter game I've ever played. I think.
I guess that's a reasonable assessment.
I mean,
It's like,
I don't often say things that are very unreasonable, so
whoa,
I'm glad.
that sounds
All
controversial.
those spicy takes.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's spicy. They're not unreasonable.
Yeah, I feel like most Overwatch heroes are dedicated some capacity around shooting things, primarily.
I mean, that's because like the best thing that perspective is for like accurately clicking on things, which like fits well with shooting. Just weird because it has like almost nothing to do with the physical act of like actually firing something.
I don't know where your tea is.
Ugh, am I going to be able to apply this treatment to this text? And also, I probably shouldn't call it, as hilarious as it would be to call Tem Fortress 2, it doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean?
Because it's not the second game, right? It's the first game.
Nobody needs to know that.
I feel like you're splitting hairs.
I always
Just
feel
pretend
like
it's a game. Just pretend it's a game that's no longer available anywhere.
Also, like, I don't know. We're crossing it with Team Fortress 2, not Team Fortress Classic, so...
I mean, also keeping in mind, the crossover I've described, your fucking fire axe is now a creature that has, like, I don't know, opinions about things.
That's not what I'm drawing.
Yeah, you're just drawing creatures with lots of TF2 hats.
No, I'm drawing my creature as Scout with multiple hats.
Like, originally I was gonna be like, hey, it's like TF2, but you play as, like, cool creatures. And I don't know, I was not, like, in love with that. I was not in love with the idea. It was okay, and I was trying to think of anything more ambitious than what Temtem is.
I mean, I get it. It seems like a good idea, especially because, you know, I don't know, a lot of people on the internet seem to be particularly negative about Sword and Shield for various reasons.
They're less negative now that they're adding the DLC.
Oh yeah, right. There's a DLC. Yeah. I don't know. It seems like a pretty opportunistic move, and I don't know what
don't think it's a good idea for any idea to start with, let's do something with all these negative people on the internet. Nobody, I have yet to hear a single proposal that started with, like, I've got this idea that involves negative people on the internet that didn't end in a, like, fucking Arrested Development level disaster.
I don't know what they were thinking in making Temtem, but you know, from the perspective of it swooses in just as tons of people are mad at Pokemon, to me it looks like a pretty opportunistic business money-making move.
I assume they were making Temtem because it was a bunch of people who play Pokemon who are like, these are the things we want to do in Pokemon.
Yeah,
and we can't,
I
so
don't
we just,
think
like,
that
make our own game.
I'm pretty sure Temtem was in development before Sword and Shield came out.
It would have to be at, like, the level of quality it was released at. This isn't, like, just, like, some sort of shameless... If it is a shameless cash grab, I want to know
They did a real good job.
I want to know how they did it, because they've basically broken the laws of physics. It's like when those guys put out Hawken and had these, like, really nice graphics, and were like, oh yeah, there's, like, 4 people working on this game. And I'm like, how did you do that?
Hawken?
Hawken.
Mech game.
Yeah.
Oh.
It has really nice graphics. And it had a really, really small team, and it got bought by a free-to-play publisher.
Oh, yeah.
And then everyone, I think, basically stopped caring about it. Yeah, the PC game's been shut down permanently.
505 Games. They sound familiar. Oh, hey, they did the PC release of Death Stranding. How about that? Weird. I knew I heard of them somewhere.
Oh man, it's hard to find like a good picture of Hawken now to be like, oh yeah, this game actually looked really nice when it came out. Wait, no, I don't want. Don't put video on.
No, we haven't. Ugh. Yeah. Ugh. No.
So that's a screenshot of Hawken, and I think this was in like 2012. I want to say. Yeah, it first came out December 12th, 2012. So it's like really nice looking for a game that was made by a really tiny indie team.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, I want to know how you did that. That's some evil dark magic. And it turns out how they did was like by designing their environment in a way where they could reuse a lot of stuff. Like
that makes sense. Yeah.
They could make a small number of high quality props and basically like replicate them a lot.
Oh yeah. And so it's dead now, right? It's over.
Yeah, as far as I know. I'm not.
Oh yeah.
I'm not like huge into mech games really. Like I played a decent amount of Heavy Gear. I actually beat Heavy Gear, and I think that's the only time I played like an amount of a mech game. I really like the levels in Sparkster where you get to drive a giant mech. That was fun.
People seem to like Zone of the Enders. That's the thing.
Oh wait, no, yeah, I did. I played through the whole of Zone of the Enders, but that's because
Oh,
it was
hey, how
just.
about that?
It was just like so ridiculous. It was great.
Well, it's a Kojima game.
Yeah,
What do you
it was a Kojima classic right there.
Yeah.
It did my favorite thing of like teenager gets in a mech, and it's actually horrible. Like everything is terrible forever.
Whoa. Speaking of, I've been watching Evangelion.
But like so many mecha anime outside of Eva and Zone of the Enders and a couple of others are like, oh, isn't it cool? These teens piloting mechs, and you're like, no, this is everything about this is patently a horrible idea.
Yeah, you know.
Or this child's gonna be like horribly traumatized.
Yeah, you should watch Evangelion.
Isn't there more Eva still coming out?
Oh boy. Yeah, as far as I know, this is a very fraught question.
Yeah, I don't think that's actually like more stuff. Actually, I think it is more stuff, but it's stuff that you probably don't ever need to watch.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my understanding. So, Evangelion notoriously has a low budget, mind screw, perhaps not very good ending. The original. So now there are at least 3 movies fully redoing the entire series, I believe specifically with the intention of fixing the ending to some capacity. And then also I think there was some sort of split with Hideaki Anno and Gainax way back when, and so he kind of still has the rights, so he's like making his own Eva thing maybe, which is separate from the other Eva thing, and it's all like, oh fuck, you know?
But yeah, my thing with
Evangelion, Eva.
My thing with Eva Braun is I only want to start watching it when I can like do the whole thing, like, and if I'm gonna get it's Gainax, right?
Yes.
If I'm gonna get Gainax, then I want to walk into that with my eyes wide open and not with like the dangling like, oh yeah, eventually maybe we'll fix, like, the being Gainax after watching Pantheon Stocking was just fine. I was okay with that.
I mean, you could very well just watch the original like 26 or whatever episodes and just call it.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people do that.
But now I know they tried to fix it, right?
I mean, that's not going away. There's never going to be a time in which they didn't try to fix it.
Yeah, so I'm going to wait until they're done trying to fix it.
So you're never going to watch it, ever,
Yeah,
is what I'm hearing.
Is that it? Is that Is that how this is?
Yeah, they've been like planning on fixing it forever, and they finally getting around to it. Who says that this is gonna actually fix, and they're
But,
never
like,
gonna
are
be like,
are they
oh
just gonna
well.
keep on releasing movies?
See, here another part of this problem is that Ava is still like massively profitable in Japan. Like they're fucking still churning out nonstop Ava merch. So a time in which all these studios just decide that Ava is no longer worthwhile, it could be a long time from now.
Eve, is there a way of like selecting an outline in Photoshop and then converting it to a path?
That's something I don't know.
Okay. Sorry, I just occasionally punctuate this stream with
No, that's fine.
important questions about things that I'm actually doing.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Is it though?
I think.
I don't know. If you ever say it's a good idea, I don't know if it's a good idea.
That's what made you start to doubt.
Yes.
It's a sound proposition if I ever heard one.
You can watch Razafon.
I started watching Razafon.
What?
like
What?
Razafon.
Who the one?
Razafon. Razafon!
How do you spell that?
Don't ask me.
Okay.
It's Ra and then Zephon spelt with an X.
I see.
Oh wow, I was pretty close. Interesting.
Yeah, see? My explanation of how to spell it sounded really shitty, but it actually wasn't.
Oh, what? The main character's 17 years old? That's way too... You need to be, like, between 10 and 15.
There's a reason he's only 17.
Well, everyone in Ava's 14, so,
No, like, there's kind of an in-story reason why he is younger. He should technically be older.
Oh, okay, that's weird. I didn't know adults were allowed to pilot mecha. I know, I'm sure there's plenty of adults in Gundam, I assume.
They're usually pretty young.
It's Gundam, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Oh, man.
What about that guy with the big silly helmet?
Can we get, like, The Office, but with mecha pilots?
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Like, they drive giant mechs, but it's just their fucking job, man. It's just what they do for work.
That's fair.
You seem very pleased with this proposal.
I'm always, every time I'm like, hey, how about this thing? But it's actually about people just doing their job. I love it every time. It's like the bit...
Synergistic management strategies, baby.
Did you ever watch Zammed, I think it's called?
No.
No, it's another, like, giant mecha thing, but it's like, what if the Postal Service had giant mechs? And there's...
Okay.
I kind of love it.
Yeah, right?
I'm with you so far.
Right. And there's this guy who needs to go somewhere, and he's going with the Postal Service, and he has learned how to drive a giant mech because it's like kids in Japan all learn how to drive giant mechs or whatever. I forgot.
Okay.
There's like a story reason. And they need to scrape up some money, and he's like, oh yeah, why don't we go into this mech driving competition? And all the people in the Postal Service are like, no, dude, this is our job. Like, we drive mechs for work. We don't fucking enter competitions. What's wrong with you? But yeah, it's has a really garbage romantic subplot, but is basically...
Damn it, this guy has a tail I didn't add.
Basically is like, what if in the future we need giant mechs to deliver the mail?
What was the name of that one again?
Zammed. It was a PlayStation exclusive anime, I want to say.
Wow.
I love it.
Oh wow. What the hell? Oh hey, it's done by Bones. How about that?
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty like nice looking.
Weird.
Wait, am I
God, there's too much fucking anime out there. Jesus.
describing the right anime?
I don't know. Let's see.
There's another giant mech anime that I watched.
This doesn't seem to mention anything about postal service.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of a different anime. I just got the title wrong.
Zammed is indeed a mecha anime, but
Yeah, Zammed is pretty good as well. What was it called? Oof, I need to...
Big oof.
It's not big oof. This is like a
Big Zam?
regular sized oof.
Big oof.
Gonna just turn this stream off 1 second.
Okay, bye.
You're turning the stream off.
My screen sharing stream is what I mean, not the whole stream.
Oh, okay.
After you mentioned Razefon, I just like can't get the name of that out of my head, which means I can't think of the name of the anime. Okay, I think the postal service one is Eureka 7.
Oh, I love Eureka 7.
Is that
Urethra 7?
God damn it.
Eureka 7.
Oh, okay, that's way better.
God, I remember that playing on like fucking Teletoon or whatever.
My
Yeah,
TV
I was super into
Yeah.
that.
I loved it.
Oh, this one was also done by Bones? What the fuck? God, did Bones
Yeah,
do everything?
no wonder I got the two mecha anime developed by Bones mixed up.
Fuck.
Eureka 7's where I learned the word
Learn the word what?
adolescent.
Oh.
Are you sure?
I didn't know what it was. And my dad was like, it's like a small child, but like not quite a teen.
Were you like, I'm an adolescent?
I wasn't quite.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure Eureka 7 has anything to do with the postal service though?
I'm trying to.
I thought it was about a weird war with.
Okay, okay, yeah, yes and no. It both does and does not. It's not like they are not the postal service, but they do deliveries occasionally. But yes, there was a part where he's like, "We should do this thing," and they're all like, "You're a fucking idiot."
So, Seanic,
Huh.
your sandwich looks really great. However, I raise you a challenge because from looking at this, all of the Temtems have Luma versions, which are basically a palette swap. So you should make a super sandwich. Is what I'm saying.
You should Giga-Max your sandwich.
Do the sandwich but on rye bread.
Oh.
Sourdough!
Yeah.
Oh my god, make it a bagel.
If you have a monster that's like a sandwich that evolves into a bagel, I think you basically designed a new Pokemon.
Yeah, pretty much.
What if it's like Eevee, where it's just a different type of bread?
It's a panini now.
Yeah, it's a sandwich.
It's a panini.
Yeah, so they're all sandwiches. It's just different types of bread, and a bagel is a type of sandwich.
I really want somebody to draw a Peneevee now. Bread type EV evolution. It's too good.
Oh,
What's
hey.
super cute. Those fucking Mimikyu evolution stickers that Eve has.
I know they're the cutest thing on the planet.
I really
If I
like the thing that Eve posted today that was like the bird evolution of Eevee.
Oh no, that was not me.
Oh, was that Ryan?
No, it was Randy.
Okay. I just have trouble believing she finds cool stuff like that, I guess.
I'm gonna roast on stream.
Oh no. Fuck. Apparently Eureka 7 also has a Evangelion style redo movie series as well.
Yeah, it's very like I have not watched it, but everybody who I know has watched it is like it's trash. It doesn't exist.
Cool.
Disclaimer, I didn't finish watching Zammed or Eureka 7.
I see.
Okay, well the remake, watch the original, do not watch the remake because the continuation / remake is trash and everybody fucking hates it.
I got a decent amount into Eureka 7 and then realized it was like 50 episodes and I was like, this is too much commitment for me.
That's fair.
The
There's too
only
many fucking anime out there.
The only really long anime I've watched is Bleach. And I'm not even convinced that watching the whole of Bleach was worth it.
You've watched the whole of Bleach?
Yep.
That's like what?
Is that a spicy take?
That's just startling.
I guess I skipped one or two of the filler things that were like really obviously filler things. Bleach actually had 2 filler arcs that were really good though.
I know that one of them was the Bankais, right? That one was really popular.
There's one where their actual sword spirits are like basically declare independence and start doing whatever the fuck they want.
Was it that one? Because I know there was one that was like the Bankai, like the swords. There was one all about them that was like lore.
Yeah, that
Right?
is. We're talking about this. We're talking about the same thing. It's basically like the spirits that live in the swords declare independence. So the swords actually like fucking appear as characters and talk to people and frequently screw people over.
Yeah, because they all have like spirit forms. Because like Ichigo's looks like a person, because of course it does. But I know like Renji's was like a monkey snake
Yes.
or something.
Bleach
Yeah,
has...
I didn't see any of this because I read the manga. I didn't watch any anime, so I missed a lot.
Bleach just has some like really solidly good moments in.
Yeah.
Like when Ichigo discovers his ultimate ability for the first time, and like fucking Byakuya is just like really offended that his sword got smaller and lighter when he did his ultimate power. And basically everything with Kenpachi is great.
Kenpachi's amazing. There was a cosplayer that was going around asking vendors if they had Bankai for idiots. After that episode, it was super cute. I don't remember if he ever activated his Bankai or not, though.
He does, but not in the anime.
I think the last thing I watched, or the last thing I read, shit, I can't remember. I'm assuming Grimjaw comes back because everybody wanted him to pull Vegeta.
So I
Is that what I was reading?
I watched. I guess actually I didn't watch the whole anime because I didn't watch the Fullbring arc. But I watched everything up to the end of like the Aizen arc, and I watched the first few episodes of the Fullbring, and I was like, oh wow, you copped out of the one thing that was really cool about this ending, that you basically had been like, hey, in order to win this fight, we have to remove the protagonist from the franchise as a character that has powers. He is no longer empowered, and then Fullbring was like, no, he's gotta be the main dude. No other choice. There are literally no other characters who could possibly ever be the main character of Bleach. Only this one guy.
I stopped reading a little after. It was like, yeah, he's half Quincy, half Shinigami, half human,
half everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, I am half night elf, half vampire, half werewolf, half human.
Yeah, he's got Hollow, he's got human, he's got Quincy, and he's got Shinigami. Because his mom was a Quincy Hollow.
You're like, this is too edgy OC for me.
I think I have it bookmarked somewhere from when I was reading it. I just never picked it back up again.
I should have read more of Air Gear. Air Gear was real good.
I want to watch that anime.
So
time to add it.
You gotta be aware if you watch.
Give me an object.
If you watch Air Gear, it is an adaptation of the first 17 chapters of a manga that is like hundreds of chapters long now.
Okay.
Sure. Give me an object that costs $50.
So, if you watch it and you're like,
flashlight.
I don't think I want to read on my college notes.
collector's edition box set of DVDs. A steel book.
Sorry, what were you saying? I was very concentrated on what I was doing.
Things that cost $50.
That
aren't flashlights.
Yeah, because I asked John for ID and he said discount flashlight, and I'm like, I need an item from.
I'm not
From
saying
what?
an actual like fleshlight. Those are probably way more expensive, but like some call
Like
it
one
the-
from Wish.
yeah.
Yeah, a wish fleshlight.
Pocket pleasure device, birthday,
A waterproof one. But
Yeah,
like one of the ones
waterproof,
that isn't actually waterproof, it's just water resistant.
travel, pussy, ass,
And Knuckles.
Right, where they try to fit every single like buzzword they can get into their description. Anyway, this is all moot. My sister just recommended a spider Meowchi.
Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Oh yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
guys, for our next special episode, do you want to do a Wish crossover?
Oh
We
god.
pick a game and we all have to like do Wish products for it.
Oh, you know what you do? You assign each of us a really like weird set of words, and we have to draw the first object we get in the result.
I don't like this.
I'm thinking one of these days we should do a Bethesda special.
I
We
don't,
just cross over every Bethesda property.
I don't want to like.
Only if you draw in that episode.
I don't.
Whoa, that's never happening.
I don't want to like get too much into Drawfee's territory, but I do really like the idea of like, hey, I'm gonna read this product description from Wish, and you're gonna have to draw it.
It's
Ugh.
okay, draw fees canceled, so whatever.
Oh yeah, let's do that then.
Like the only videos that they're currently bringing out are they're already recorded before they got laid off.
Is it like cancelled? They're not like.
Yeah, the things coming out currently, as far as I'm aware, are not like they're just already recorded before the layoffs happened.
Oh,
As far as I'm aware.
that's sad.
I know.
But
Love drawing.
again, also, I don't want to be like a fucking vulture, being like, oh cool, that territory's empty. Let's just get on.
I mean, there's nothing.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah,
There's
sure.
nothing wrong with doing somebody else's format once in a while.
Yep. For sure. Oh, that's neat. The two S's in Team Fortress 2 have slightly different like bits of damage on them.
Ah.
It's not just a copy of the same letter. The more you know.
Is TF2 out on Switch yet?
No, but
I will end you.
Well, why?
what if they had?
Is it actually supposed to come out?
If they had?
No.
If they had
No, no,
TF2 on Switch that was like some sort of Game of the Year version, like before they added a bunch of junk to it, I'd play like a lot of it.
I would be.
But it wouldn't be before they added a bunch of junk to it.
Yeah.
There would be more junk added.
I'd be floored if Valve ever released like a TF2 classic version. That would be really surprising.
That's my back pocket really surprising Valve announcement when they're like Team Fortress 3. Then you've got to decide how mad you actually are when they're teasing a 3 game. And you're like, oh yeah, Half-Life 3, and then they're like, Team Fortress 3, and you're like, I'm mad, but also I'm not mad.
I'm sure the next one's gonna be Ricochet 3. Expect it. Ricochet 3 is gonna be the next one.
I mean, also, if it wasn't for the fact Turtle Rock are working on a new Left 4 Dead title, it could also be Left 4 Dead 3.
I mean, I guess that one is like technically the most probable one, but never hold your breath.
Because they did the other team did Back for Blood,
Yeah.
so they don't need to do Left 4 Dead 3 because there's already another one out there in the wind.
Yeah, that's not Valve.
It's probably
They're not gonna-
actually more likely based on the Valve structure that just nobody wants to work on Left 4 Dead 3.
Yeah, that
Everybody's
makes
too
sense,
busy
yeah.
eating in that fucking break room.
Big pink cookie.
I'm so salty that like they got in the devs that are working on it's like the Firewatch team that are
Oh, yeah.
working on that
Oh yeah.
cool game where you're going to go into like Egyptian tombs and photograph stuff that I was like excited to play, and they're like, nope, been moved on to this Valve project that's not running on time. I'm like, don't you take my nice indie games away from me so that you can not finish something on time.
Perfect. Exactly
That's
what I
a-
wanted in my life.
That's a Valve move right there.
Something worth $75. Because in my notes, my example paid $75 but not by John.
Oh, a $75 keg gift card.
The entire thing is you pay 75 after the original price of the item.
Ooh, discounted gift cards. That's fun.
I don't know if I
man,
want to do that. That's really depressing. I'm gonna look at these notes years later and cry.
there's got to be a scam that's worked like that, buying discounted gift cards.
Yeah, probably.
I urge you to play.
Have you finished streaming?
No, I have not.
Oh no.
I'm getting there. Thanks for.
Oh, God.
Thanks for.
Tony J's estate is gonna fucking murder us.
Thanks for coming out. Please donate to our Kickstarter where we're saving for the legal battle against Tony J's estate.
Go fund me, baby.
Oh yeah, that's right. Right, GoFundMe is for the spurious legal disputes. Next Wednesday, the 5th of February, we will be doing the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. Le Resistance.
Those things will be fun to draw.
The mobile game that I'm guessing nobody really is. They're more interested in just like Dark
You
Crystal
say
stuff.
it's mobile, but it's not just mobile.
Is it also on Switch?
Dark Crystal Age. It is. One second. Game. Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, Macintosh operating system. It's not even
It's not
available
even on mobile? Wow.
Yeah, you're just like,
okay.
oh, it's mobile because it looks. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it just looks like it should be on mobile.
Turns out it's way better than that.
Yeah, great.
I don't know. It's
Thanks.
probably still trash.
Anyway, thanks for watching our show. You can get us on Instagram, MiscMatched on Instagram, and MiscMatched on Twitter, where I'm supposed to be tweeting stuff out, but haven't because I've
also-
been fucking around with paintbrushes for days.
Don't forget to do the confirmation on the email.
Hit me
Oh,
with the link.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Okay,
I thought you were gonna share something really important with the stream.
No.
Alright.
I'm leaving now.
Goodbye forever, I guess.